Today's topic is degradation of purine nucleotides. So these are the purine nucleotides we have, that is AMP and GMP. So AMP is adenosine monophosphate, GMP is guanosine monophosphate. And when these purine nucleotides gets degraded and finally forming uric acid. So uric acid is the final product, and the starting material will be purine nucleotides such as AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate, and GMP, guanosine monophosphate. So if you see the structure of AMP and GMP, so these are nucleotides. So as we have already discussed that nucleotides which contains three important components, right? The first one is, so here we can see, so this is the first one. So this is nitrogenous base, and this is a 5 carbon ribose sugar, and next one is phosphate molecule. Okay, so this is a nucleotide which consists of phosphate molecule, 5 carbon ribose sugar, and nitrogenous base. Okay, so here finally this AMP, adenosine monophosphate, so which is a nucleotide which is finally converting into uric acid. Okay, so uric acid is the final product. So what is happening here? So if you observe closely the structure, so here only nitrogenous base is retained, remaining all portions will be eliminated. So here ammonia is not there, so in the place of ammonia here we can get so oxygen. And here ribose sugar is not there, ribose sugar is not attached at this position, and phosphate molecule is also not present. And also here at this carbon and this carbon, here we can see ketone functional groups. So these are the structural changes that we can see in this degradation of purine nucleotide. Okay, so finally, so we are forming uric acid. So degradation sometimes starts with amine group, so that means deamination taking place. So this is the pathway of purine degradation. So AMP is the starting material, that is adenosine monophosphate, right? So in the first step, so what is happening here? In the first step, amine group will be separated. That means this is called deamination process. Here amine group gets released and AMP is converting into IMP. So IMP means inosine monophosphate. Okay, so what is happening here? So here amine group is released, amine group is separated from the adenosine monophosphate. So that this process is called to be deamination process. Deamination process. So this reaction is catalyzed by AMP deaminase, right? So now AMP get converted into IMP. So here this amine group gets separated and remaining portion is called to be IMP, that is inosine monophosphate. Inosine monophosphate doesn't have amine group. So why? Because amine group get separated in the first reaction. In the second reaction, so what is happening? So here, in the presence of nucleotidase enzyme, here phosphate molecule will be separated. As we know that AMP, adenosine monophosphate, which consists of one phosphate molecule. Okay, so that phosphate molecule in the second step, due to presence of nucleotidase enzyme, here phosphate molecule get separated. Now this inosine monophosphate get converted into inosine. So inosine monophosphate which consists of phosphate group, but here the phosphate group get separated, that is called dephosphorylation reaction, right? So here phosphate group get released and here it is converting into inosine. Okay, so inosine is a nucleoside. So what is nucleoside? Nucleoside which consists of nitrogenous base along with a ribose sugar. Okay, so that means a nucleotide by two reactions, by deamination reaction, by dephosphorylation reaction. So here this nucleotide gets converted into a nucleoside, that is inosine. So here we can see, so in the first step, so amine group get released by the first step, deamination process. In the second step, here phosphate molecule will be separated. Now we have only two components. So one component is a nitrogenous base and the second component is 5 carbon ribose sugar. So these two are collectively called to be nucleoside. Okay, so here we can call it as inosine. So inosine is a nucleoside. Why? Because here phosphate molecule is separated. If phosphate molecule is also present along with inosine, then it is called to be inosine monophosphate. But here phosphate molecule is separated in the second step. So what is happening in the third step? In the third step, ribose, a 5 carbon ribose sugar is also will be separated. Why? Because we need only nitrogenous base. Okay, so uric acid, which consists of only nitrogenous base, it doesn't have any ribose sugar. So that's why here ribose sugar will be separated, will be detached from the molecule. Okay, in the third step. Okay, so this reaction is catalyzed by purine nucleoside phosphorylase. So this is a phosphorylation reaction. So why it is called to be phosphorylation? Why? Because here to break the bond between nitrogen and ribose, so here phosphate molecule is required. So this phosphate molecule will be attaching with ribose sugar and forming ribose 1 phosphate. This is called phosphorylation reaction. The enzyme utilized here is purine nucleoside phosphorylase. Okay, so inosine is a nucleoside, so which gets phosphorylated. So here finally, so ribose sugar will be separated in the form of ribose 1 phosphate. So that means in the first step, so amine is separated, and in the second step, phosphate molecule is separated. In the third step, ribose sugar is also separated, and we have only nitrogenous base. But this nitrogenous base so doesn't have keto groups. Doesn't have keto group. That means nitrogenous base get oxidized in the further steps. Okay, so we can see the oxidation reactions in the further steps. So here, so after releasing of ribose, so what is we are forming here? Hypoxanthine. Hypoxanthine will be produced. So here it doesn't, this hypoxanthine doesn't have any ribose sugar, phosphate molecule, and amine group, right? So it is completely a nitrogenous base. But we need to form a uric acid which consists of 3 ketone functional groups. So here we have only 1 ketone functional group. Okay, so that's why in the next 2 steps, by the oxidation of these molecules, so what happened here, keto functional group will be attached. Okay, so in the next step here, xanthane oxidase is the enzyme. So by this enzyme, so what is happening here, oxidation will be occurred here. At this position, the keto functional group will be produced. In the final step, so what is happening, at this position a keto functional group is attached, and finally we are forming a uric acid. So how can we produce uric acid? By 5 steps. By 5 steps. So initial starting material will be AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate. In the first step, deamination reaction, here amine group get separated so that AMP gets converted into IMP, that is inosine monophosphate. So inosine monophosphate is also a nucleotide which consists of phosphate group and ribose sugar and nitrogenous base. In the second step, so what is happening here, phosphate molecule get detached. Okay, so this is called dephosphorylation reaction. So this reaction is favorable in the presence of nucleotidase enzyme. Here phosphate molecule will be separated from the inosine monophosphate. Then it is converting into inosine. So inosine is a nucleoside which consists of only nitrogenous base and a ribose sugar, right? So in the next step, so what is happening? So here ribose sugar get detached from the molecule by phosphorylation reaction. Here phosphate molecule will be attached, and it will be useful for formation of ribose 1 phosphate, so that ribose sugar will be detached from the nitrogenous base. So now we are forming hypoxanthine, which is a nitrogenous base, but here we need 2 oxide groups at this position and this position. So that's why in the further steps, so here oxidation will be taking place in the presence of xanthine oxidase. So this is the enzyme. So xanthine oxidase which oxidizes the hypoxanthine and forming xanthine, and xanthine again oxidizes and finally forming uric acid. right? So this is the degradation of purine nucleotide. So we have degraded this AMP, adenosine monophosphate, to form uric acid, right? So this is the pathway. And AMP is also having another alternate way, that sometimes AMP, so initially here the phosphate molecule will be detached from the AMP, right? So here we can see, so here, so first amine group will be detached, after that so phosphate molecule will be detached. So this is one way of degradation. And the second way of degradation is, first phosphate molecule will be detached from the molecule, and after that amine group will be detached from the molecule. This is the second way of degradation, right? So here we can see the second way of degradation, right? So by which the phosphate molecule will be detached from the molecule first time in the first reaction, right? So here the phosphate molecule will be detached, so that here we can form adenosine. So adenosine is also a nucleoside. Okay, so that means AMP, adenosine monophosphate, so will be useful for formation of inosine by deamination reaction and uh, dephosphorylation reaction, right? And also AMP gets converted into adenosine by dephosphorylation reaction. Okay, so that means AMP can go in these two pathways. So it can go this way and also it can go this way, right? So here AMP is converting into adenosine. So adenosine doesn't have any phosphate molecule. Why? Because adenosine is a nucleoside. So nucleoside which consists of only ribose sugar and nitrogenous base. Okay, phosphate molecule get separated in the first reaction by the presence of enzyme called nucleotidase, right? So now this adenosine, so which consists of amine group, so amine group will be separated in the second step. So this is called deamination reaction. So by this deamination reaction, here amine group will be separated and forming inosine. Okay, so inosine is a junction. So here we can get this inosine by two ways from AMP, right? So finally, by deamination reaction, so here we can get inosine. So conversion of adenosine to inosine, so which is catalyzed by adenosine deaminase enzyme, right? So this is the enzyme which is responsible for conversion of adenosine nucleoside to inosine nucleoside. Okay, so what is the difference between adenosine and inosine? So both are having the same component, but adenosine is having amine group excess. Okay, so amine group excess which is there in adenosine, but inosine doesn't have amine group, right? And remaining pathway will be same. Okay, so ribose sugar will be detached and oxidation will be occurred and finally forming uric acid. The same pathway will be continued. Okay, but initial two steps will be different. So initially in the first pathway, first deamination will be taking place, after that dephosphorylation will be taking place. But in the second alternate pathway here, dephosphorylation will be taking place in the first reaction, and second in the second reaction deamination will be taking place, right? Okay, so this is one important nucleotide, that is adenosine monophosphate. And what about the second important nucleotide, that is GMP? So GMP is also a purine nucleotide. What is GMP? GMP is guanosine monophosphate. Okay, guanine monophosphate, right? So here GMP gets converted into guanosine. So guanosine is a nucleoside. So how it converting into nucleoside? GMP is a nucleotide which consists of three components: phosphate molecule, ribose sugar, and guanine. Right. So here in the first reaction, so what is happening? The same reaction we have seen in the alternate pathway, right? So that is dephosphorylation reaction. So here phosphate molecule will be detached from the GMP, and now this GMP nucleotide gets converted into guanosine nucleoside. Nucleotide is converting into nucleoside by detaching of phosphate molecule. So this reaction is catalyzed by nucleotidase enzyme. So we have seen three times nucleotidase enzyme. So all are doing the same activity. That means dephosphorylation is taking place in the first steps, right? So here in the presence of nucleotidase enzyme, right? So now we are forming guanosine. So guanosine is a nucleoside, but we don't require ribose sugar. So ribose sugar is not required. Why? Because in uric acid there is no ribose sugar. So that's why ribose sugar has to be separated. So that's why here in the next step, phosphorylation will be taking place. So here the phosphate molecule, inorganic phosphate molecule will be useful for attaching with ribose and forming ribose 1-phosphate, right? So that ribose will be free from this molecule, and here we can get a guanine. So guanine is a nitrogenous base. Guanine is a nitrogenous base, but this guanine which consists of amine group. So here we can see this amine group, but in uric acid we cannot see any amine group. So that's why in the third step, so this amine group will be replaced by oxygen, will be replaced by oxygen. That means amine group will be separated, eliminated. So okay, so here two functions will be performed. So amine group will be eliminated, and the second one is oxidation of at this oxidation will be taking place at this carbon, right? So that means amine group will be replaced by oxygen. Amine group will be replaced by oxygen, right? So this reaction is catalyzed by guanase. Guanase, right? So guanase is the enzyme which catalyzes the conversion of guanine nitrogenous base into hypoxanthine. So hypoxanthine doesn't have any amine group at this position. So amine group will be replaced by an oxide group, right? Okay. So now this xanthine is produced, and xanthine is finally converting into uric acid by oxidation process by the enzyme xanthine oxidase. Okay, so this xanthine oxidase will be useful for oxidizing the carbon at this position. Right here, the carbon will be oxidized and forming a keto functional group here at this position, and finally, it is forming a uric acid. Right. So uric acid is the final product, final end product in purine nucleotide degradation. So what are the initial products, starting materials? So AMP and GMP. So AMP is adenosine monophosphate and GMP is guanosine monophosphate. These are the precursor of these reactions, this pathway, right? So this is about degradation of purine nucleotides. Here, so these two purine nucleotides, AMP and GMP, will be degraded and finally forming uric acid. Finally forming uric acid. Okay, by various reactions, by deamination reactions, by dephosphorylation reactions, and phosphorylation reactions, and oxidation reactions. Okay, so we have seen all different type of reactions, so by which we can finally form uric acid, and that uric acid will be excreted. Okay, so that means excess amount of purine nucleotides in our body, so we'll be converting into uric acid, and finally it gets excreted. So this is about degradation of purine nucleotides.